That's the 3 p.m. local time kickoff, one of several kicking off in the Premier League at that time. The early game is Wolves against Liverpool. Now, before we get Robbo and Rob's predictions for that one and looking ahead to that fixture, no Trent Alexander-Arnold through injury for Liverpool, by the way. Jurgen Klopp at his press conference was speaking about the early kickoff, especially with the number of players he's had away on various continents on international duty. Here's what he had to say.
Are you serious with the question? Or?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What is the difference when you play 30 hours ago in Bolivia? What do you think is the reason? You think it's that I didn't understand. Is that something about the time, or is it the lack of time between?
Is it specifically playing at that time on a Saturday that can be?
That's not a problem if you're a normal week. We always said that. If you're a normal week, it's not a problem. 12:30. That's easy to adapt. The only problem is the lack of recovery time. So we have 4 international breaks until March. 2 of them we have already the 12:30 kickoff. If I say a word about it, then the whole world goes again. He starts moaning again. This is a joke. We have players in South America. I didn't see them yet. In 24 hours we play.
Okay, Robbo, you like a moan. Has he got a point? Because if it's not him, it's going to be somebody else complaining about this. And there's billions in TV rights at stake, so someone's going to have this issue.
Of course, it's not ideal for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, but he can't have it all his own way. There's going to be, as you said, if it wasn't Liverpool, it'd be somebody else. And the 12:30 kickoff is usually one of the top teams because that's why it goes all around the world. He's just got to put up with it. And by keep moaning about it, all you do is give the players an excuse to be tired. You don't tell the players that this is, you should be, maybe he is telling the players that I'm just going to go into the press and say this. We have to be up for the game. We have to be ready for the game. This is a massive game for us. We need to win it. I think we're ready for it, and let's go out and play, rather than moaning and saying that the players here, there, and everywhere. If it wasn't Liverpool, it would be somebody else.
It's not ideal, Rob, but look, when you're a top team with top players that play international football all around the world, this is going to happen. They take on a Wolves side at Molineux, who have only won once this season in the Premier League. That was at Everton, so they've not won at home yet. And a Liverpool side minus Trent Alexander-Arnold, but they haven't lost in the Premier League this season. 3 wins and a draw. Liverpool favourites, but how much is the absence of Trent Alexander-Arnold potentially going to hinder Jurgen Klopp?
And I think when you lose any top player, it's going to affect your team, and particularly with Trent, he seems to have slotted into that kind of hybrid fullback midfield role that Jurgen Klopp's asking him to do particularly well, and seems to be sort of a creative hub in there with the way that he's been asked to play. Obviously, it's going to hurt Liverpool not having a player like that available, but I would still expect Liverpool to have enough to win that game. The one thing I would say is that perhaps a few teams already this season have underestimated Wolves. United certainly did on the opening weekend of the season, given that the Wolves had quite a traumatic summer with a change of manager. But they played particularly well that night against United and probably deserved an awful lot more than they got. So I'm sure that, even though Jurgen Klopp's having a big moan about when the fixtures play, he'll be taking the game seriously and making sure that his players are fully prepared. And, if it goes the way that we expect, Liverpool should win relatively comfortably, I would have thought.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.